Thank you very much for increasing because of our time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, police. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you, our women. Thank you very much.
At the end, we'll throw a question at you, because with God on our side and with the people behind me, I know it will be possible. Please let us have some quiet. If we don't have, take that thing out of the place, please. If I can't hear a drop-in silence, I will not talk. It's not the press. I want to speak to two people. Okay. This declaration is titled "A New Path and a New Beginning." Our leaders, my friends, fellow citizens, our party faithful, before July 12th Supreme Court judgment, everything about our party was dark and bleak. The horizon was uncertain. We were being assailed in every corner. Problems grew everywhere. Our challenges appeared endless and intractable. Every day, we were confronted with a new drama and with a new hurdle. Today, the horizon appears clearer, but we are certainly not out of the woods yet. There are dark maneuverings everywhere. Those who were not part of the struggles of yesterday are now desperately scheming for undeserved advantages. They have come to harvest where they did not sow. Men who only serve the hour are now grasping for positions. But we must get it right this time, or we will lose it all. This is not the way our founding fathers engraved the values, the normative patterns, and the nuances of the party more than 17 years ago. Surely, this is not the way the principles, the purposes, the originating tenets, and the founding idealisms of our party were grounded and then enforced when the sacred seeds of formation of the People's Party's Democratic Party were sowed and nurtured on the unifying soil of Abuja. Our founding fathers, from the revered Chief Alex Ekweme to the sageful and detribalized firmness of Alhaji Adamu Siroma, the moderating persuasiveness of the late Solomon La, the soaring oratorical largeness of the late Chief Bola Ige, the necessary argumentative balancing of the late Alhaji Abubakar Rimi, and the passionate candor of Alhaji Sule Lamido. These and many more were honorable men of principle and genuine patriotic vision. Their prediction was selfless and a lot of sacrifice, truth, courage, indivisible loyalty to the Nigerian state, the unswerving commitment and passionate devotion to the advancement and the nurturing of a great society whose mission and focus was stripped of parochial agenda for the recourse to the narrow canvas of tribal identification. The Nigeria of their dream was a genuine rainbow, from the coast, for the vast savanna and the plains of Makodi to the coastal waters of the Atlantic Ocean. The ideal nation sweeps across the swamps and the mangroves of Calabar to the hills and forests of Ondo. They had envisioned a nation rich in plural contributions, strengthened in a great diversity of talents, bolstered by a spirit of commitment, propelled by a common doctrine of the preservation of the truth and the pursuit of excellence. But they did not merely dream. They worked tirelessly to actualize their idealisms and their well-defined concepts. They tied up the knots of brotherhood and the bonds of patriotism. They sealed up the differences of faith and banished the ruinous rivalries of ethnic balance. Their unyielding fixity was one nation. Their unbending will and determination was one indivisible Nigerian union. Here in this truth and resolute articulation, our founding fathers discarded and abandoned personal ambition. Here there was no narrow agenda. Here there was no selfish pursuit of individual goals. It was in this selflessness and ultimate result that our founding fathers were able to put in place a viable and enduring democratic legacy. This was our great beginning. This was our enviable pioneering foundation on which we built 16 unbroken years of an enduring and great democratic structure. It is true that even in the best of times, we were not all that perfect. But which system in the world is without flaws? Surely, we had our own failings in the past, but we were able to use internal mechanisms to correct our errors. We were able to look within our party for the solution to any problem. Our party was self-rectifying. The organs of our party were democratic, self-reliant, and self-fair. We were diligent without being arbitrary. We were self-confident without being aggressive. We were dedicated, disciplined, realistic without being crude, without being indifferent. We were loyal without being tainted with the distorting seeds of mercenary coloration. Oh, how times have changed. Our great party is no longer recognizable today. A lot of distortions have set in. Indiscipline has eroded the foundations of old. Selfishness and greed have compromised the great idealisms and the logical principles of our founding fathers. We lost the presidential election because we lost faith in the goals and the standards that had been erected by our founding fathers. We lost the presidential election because we had lost faith in the goals and standards that had been erected by our foundation fathers. We lost the election because we became distant. The centerpiece of every democratic society is the embrace and the cultivation of the populist inclinations and necessities. Our campaign was hydra-headed, without a coherent pivotal balance. We lacked direction and purposefulness. We ignored what was important to every man and woman and pretended everything was smooth and normal. This is what brought us to our unenviable position today. This is why we must be very thoughtful and prayerful as we move forward towards a new beginning. This is why we must be cautious, even-tempered, and rigorous in making the right choice. We cannot afford to be stampeded into making wrong decisions again. We cannot afford to be hurried into entrusting the fate of our party to inexperienced people. This is not the time for experimentation and whistling in the dark. This is not a time for untested characters who are merely on a junketing spree. This is not the time to take unnecessary risks. We must be very watchful, sincere, truthful to ourselves, and dedicated to a greater glory of our nation. We must now look beyond the narrow parochialism of personal benefit. We must look beyond the self-benightedness of selfish pursuit. Our party needs a rescue. Our party needs redemption. Our party deserves a balanced, experienced, tested, trusted, and faithful hand. Our party needs a team player and a unifying leadership. Our party needs stability. Our party needs a patriotic emblem, a standard bearer undetained by tribal fixity. Here and now, I am humbly making a stand and a declaration as a candidate for the position of the office of the national chairman of our party, with a vision to serve as a bridge builder, as a peacemaker, and as a healer of the broken places. I cannot do it alone. Nobody can. I alone cannot resolve all the issues or reconcile all the differences. But I can promise to work with our leaders to find a common ground and negotiate a healthy compromise to achieve a common purpose of a strong, prosperous, equitable, democratic, and victorious organization. I cannot pretend that I have all the answers, but I am prepared and willing to work with all strata of our party to ensure that the dreams and the visions of our founding fathers are fully restored once again. I am willing to work with the young and the old, the frail and the strong, men and women of all diversities, to achieve a progressive synthesis to move our party forward. I am not a stranger to the processes, the spirit, the principles, and the guiding ethos of our party. I've been part of the building processes and the nurturing of the foundations of our party across all the states and the zones throughout our nation. For 10 years, I served at the topmost echelon of the party. I was the zonal vice chairman. I was the deputy national chairman South. I concluded my service to our party as the deputy national chairman overall, which is the second highest step to the foremost position of the national chairman. Most of our leaders, and in particular the then chairman, Dr. Ahmadu Ali, are living witnesses to my commitment, my loyalty, my dedication, and my total devotion to the growth and progress of our party. I have learned the ropes, and I have been guided by the collective wisdom of our leaders across our great nation. I fully understand the precepts, the mechanisms, and the constitution of our party. I know the tradition, the culture, the guiding ethos, and the normative patterns that our leaders have built and nurtured for so many years. If elected, I am willing and ready to work with anyone, everyone, regardless of personal differences, to mend the broken places, to heal the ancient wounds, to reconcile the feuding factions, and ultimately ensure that we strengthen our collective brotherhood and speak with one voice to regain victory in 2019. But I, Olabode George, will never compromise on foundational principles of justice, fairness, and equity as enshrined in the Constitution of our party. We will equally accord all our governors and all our legislators, both at the state and national level, the necessary pride of place and honor in this new dawn. We will protect their interests and help to enhance their effectiveness. If I'm given the privilege to serve, I will never play the role of an overlord. I will serve with dignity and diligence. I will respect the mighty and the low without discrimination. Together we will remove impunity. Together we will restore discipline and fair play. We must always insist on internal democracy. We must always respect our ethnic balance. The creative zonal arrangement of our founding fathers has been the most stabilizing anchor of our democracy. This much we must continue to defer to with sacred acknowledgement. Again, I do not have all the answers. I never promise that I have a cure-all solution, but I am always a team player. I'm always willing to respect pluralistic contribution. We will encourage everyone to contribute to the debate on how we can restore our party back to the path of victory. Our resolve is to improve the lives of our people. Our resolve is to transform the battered economy, to heal the broken places, to rectify the present distortion. I know that if we work as a team with total patriotic vision, we will succeed. We will prevail. This I believe we can do. This we must do to bring our party back to its original vision of a people-centered organization. Together with all other great leaders like Chief Tony Anene, Dr. Amadou Ali, my Ekon, Chief Dako Sarumi, Senator Walid Jubril, Professor Jerry Gana, Chief Ebenezer Babatokwe, Dr. Bodiola Jumo, Alhaji Meina Maziri, Architect Bunu Sherif, Dr. Shetima, Ambassador Wali, Dr. Bello Muhammad, Senator David Mack, and so many others. I have for long banished the seeds of discord and vanquished the venom of disharmony. The road may still be rough, the horizon may still be dark and dreary, but the sun will rise again. The sun will rise again. Brightness will come and truth will prevail. We must be forthright. We must be honest and sincere with ourselves. We must be disciplined. We must be dedicated to the path of honor and selfless service to our nation and our party. I am ready to serve. I'm prepared to work hard together with everyone who wishes our party and our nation well. This is my stand, and this is my pledge. I will, however, like to thank Governor McAfee and the members of the Caretaker Committee for their dedication, their commitment, their loyalty to our party, and the incredible work they have done in the last 1 year. Their names will remain indelible on our party's historical marble for generations to come. Finally, let me conclude with the immortal words of Alfred Lord Tennyson, the great poet laureate of the British Isles. And I quote, "I have been part of all that I met. Though much is taken, much abides. That which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, strong in will, strong to strive, strong to seek, strong to fight, but never to yield. The mercy and the blessing of the good Lord abide with everyone here. Amen." Finally, I want to ask all of you present, are you ready to support my ambition? Are you ready to support my ambition? Are you ready to give me prayers, best wishes as we sail along? May the good Lord be with you. I, Olabode, will not disappoint you. It is time, because this is the foundation. My foundation is rooted here. In Africa, charity begins at home. As we sail along to all the other zones, which are familiar with, we will need your prayers. We will need your support. Thank you, and God bless you.